So, latest video about me cycling up Mont Ventoux. Just to remind you, the mountain you can see in other videos. So 11th of June, less than 3 months to go to my 60th birthday. And from the first video I was saying that if I get to 60, my life expectancy would normally be up to be 85 years. So I'll have 25 years left, 9,000 days. But I've got a 10% chance of living to 97. Hard to believe, but that's what the stats say. Which would be what, 37 years left. So 10% chance of getting 37 more years, so we'll see. This week's been my worst week for anything really, doing anything. I've been busy at work, busy volunteering. I've been on one bike ride that was really good actually. So again, 4 really long climbs, so good. So I'm actually feeling quite good. But it's taken me this long to come up with anything to talk about, because so this is like the philosophy week, because France is moving more into lockdown. Chance of me getting there is looking slimmer. Boris is saying we might not unlock on time. Don't take holidays as the advice abroad. And I'm thinking, would it be right to go to France on the 11th of June? Might I bring something back? I think if I could go, I probably would do. I'll be on my own. I'm not going to stop anywhere really. I'm not going to see any people. So there's some risk that the chance of me picking anything up is relatively low. But anyway, might not even have to make that. I guess at some point I'll have to decide if I'm prepared to do that or not. But anyway, so this week I've just thought about some of the pleasures of cycling and bike maintenance. I'm going to go back to a few weeks ago. I talked about how I'd replaced an axle, broken axle. And I've thought I'd talk about the art of, I read a book once, Zen and the Art of Motorcycle Maintenance. And a lot of it's about how, it's about philosophy, I guess. I actually can't remember, it's a lot to read. But a lot of it's about how a smooth running motorbike is like a smooth running life. And it talks about tappets and so on. I can't remember how he wants to keep that motorbike running smoothly. And really a bike's the same. When your bike's running smoothly, when the chain's just whirring, there's an amazing feeling. And this week, the axle that I installed a few weeks ago, I misaligned. So what I did was, the red bit is, so that's in the bike, the rear axle's in the middle of the rear wheel. The red bit is the, whatever, I don't know what it's called, the stay that goes down to the rear wheel. So looking from the back, there's the red stays, that's the tyre, 2 brake blocks and the axle. And what happened is the axle broke, okay, and I could still cycle. When it broke, the main thing is the wheel was in the middle, okay, of those 2 down bits, whatever they're called, okay, and I bought a new axle and I replaced it, okay, and when I replaced it, it wasn't in the centre, okay, so it was rubbing a little bit on the brake blocks because the actual wheel wasn't in the centre. And I realised that, well, I've not done it properly, is that there are some spacers that put the axle into the middle of these 2 stays. Okay, so I had to go and several attempts. I had to buy some washers and so on. You can see those little washers there. I had to go and buy some washers and move the wheel across from there to there. Which was actually, it's both frustrating but quite interesting when you actually do it, a sense of achievement, a frustration that if I got it right first time. What you should do is, here's the axle, there, so the axle's, that's what the wheel looks like. There's a hole in the middle of the wheel, as it from the side, the axle goes through there, this is the axle. And what you should do is you should measure how far, you've got a bolt on either end that holds the wheel into the frame. You should measure the gap before you start. And if I'd done that, I would have saved hours, because I would have just got the new axle and measured one end to make sure it was in the right set of place. But we'll live and learn. And so that was actually, it's quite rewarding, but philosophical, and yeah, so that's the, I guess, Zen and the art of bicycle maintenance. Philosophically, the fact I've only done one training run this week's not concerning me. I don't think I'll be going to Ventoux on time. If I did, I've got 2.5 months to go. I think I could step up the training I can do 2,500 feet relatively easily. I'm sure I can find, well, I'm not sure. I imagine I should be able to do 5,000 feet with a bit more training. Not got the new bike out yet because it didn't seem worth it until the salt's all gone and the summer's closer. It didn't seem like it's in a critical path. If I'll not be going on the 11th of June, if I am, I'll just sort it out. So that's it. Bit of a waffly, not much to talk about. Next week I'm going to try and make some flapjack, which will be a bit more of a foodie one next week, but we'll see. So subscribe and keep watching.